Today we are moving into the next chapter of the Human Design Profile series, and this profile is the 4-6, otherwise known as the Opportunist role model. 4 being the more conscious aspect, 6 being the less conscious aspect. This is the last of the personal human design profiles that we're going to talk about, with the exception of the 4-1 that we spoke about last time, that being juxtapositional. And then we're going to move on to what we call the transpersonal. The personal ones being a lot more focused about the self. It's not necessarily meaning selfish, but the learning happens through a lot of the self. The transpersonal is about something else, and we'll be moving into that soon. So, before being the opportunist, they get a lot of opportunities, a lot of doors open through community, close friendships, and trusted networks. The 6 going through life experience and really getting into the nitty-gritty of things to then naturally evolve into more of an embodied person of all the things that they have fumbled about with maybe earlier in their life. And so this journey unfolds through 3 phases. We spoke about this a number of weeks ago when we spoke of the 3-5, the 3-6. And I referred to a house in that one. I'm going to refer to a house again. So the first stage in life we would consider between the ages of when you're born until you're about 30, you are really getting in amongst it. You're doing all kinds of things. Sometimes they might appear to be mistakes. Sometimes you injure yourself. Sometimes you put yourself in really challenging situations. You're experimenting and you're learning through what we might call trial and error, especially in your relationship and social world. Now, your gift in that phase is learning what works and what doesn't, especially when it comes to people, connection, and trust. Then moving into the next phase, you're no longer just skirting around the outside of the house, in the backyard, in the front yard. You're now on top of the roof of the house and you kind of extracted yourself a little bit. You become a little bit more observatory and a little less involved with the supposed messiness of life. So you're maybe being a little bit more selective about who you are socializing with. You know, there's a lot of observing, healing, integrating your early experiences. And this is, that sort of phase between the ages of 30 and 50. And then the next phase is usually from about the age of 50 and onwards. And that's when you actually move into the house. You become embodied of all the things that you have learned and experienced earlier. And that's when you step more into the role model. Your life experience almost becomes like your authority, and others will naturally look for you for guidance, especially on how to build authentic, aligned relationships. Your gift here is a lot about embodied wisdom and quiet leadership, and it's all around that social aspect, because the line 4 is quite a social line to have. To really harness this design, invest in your relationships and focus on that quality over quantity. Your opportunities will come through people that you truly know and through people that trust you. Allow your social circle to evolve as you grow, especially during your introspective phase. So that's that 30 to 50 years of age. And to honor your timing. If you're being called to step back, trust that process. It's not something to fix, and over time, your experiences will shape your voice rather than forcing yourself into leadership too early. Now, if you are supporting a 4-6, consistency and trust is key. Be someone that they can rely on and give them space when they need to withdraw. Don't take that personally. It's part of how they gain clarity, and as they grow, recognize the wisdom that they carry, even if they don't speak it loudly. So it can be quite a beautiful thing to know someone that has this profile from a very young age, up until past the age of 50, to really recognize those different stages that they have been in. The 4-6 journey is a lot about connection and evolution. And they become someone that trusts, that can be trustworthy, and that's through lived experience. It's not about perfection, but it's about remaining in authenticity and going into that over time. So yes, if you've got any questions about the 4-6 human design profile, leave that in the comment section below. If you want to find us on other social media platforms, you can do so. The links to those are in the description box below. And we'll see you again soon.